Smoke in my lungs, hellfire in my head. Kept praying for a road that would reach this pit, but every line snapped just above my grip. He rolling over me like a loaded gun, blizzards on my feet where the devil's sun run. I screamed up high, want somebody pull me out. All I got back was my own horse shout. Boot soles melting on the black glass floor, sweating my eyes, couldn't see no door. I was done begging clouds for a holy hand, so I straightened my spine and I chose to stand. I cried, if you're gonna burn me, learn me to lie. Something in that flame is back all night. I stood in the fire till it learned my name. Didn't bow, didn't break, didn't run from the flame. Yeah, the smoke bit hard and the sparks drew blood, but I'm still on my feet in the middle of the flood. If this is hell in hell's gotta look me in the face. I ain't leaving this pit like I came to this place. I stood in the fire, and when the blaze lost game, the ground cooled down, but it still knew my name. I used to call free in the open road, truck bed rattling with a dirty load, kicking doors in just to feel in control, turning every saint into one more ghost. Dealt my sin like cards in the back of the bar, cross on my neck but my heart too far. Told God, if you're there then you look away, while I lit one more bridge just to light my way. One wild girl said, baby, you're pure flame. Loved how I laughed at the smoke and the blame, but when the law came down and the luck ran out, all that fire I loved turned this world to a drought. Now I'm standing ankle deep in the coals I made, every bad choice dancing in the heat I raised. No rope dropping from a mercy sky, just my burned bare feet and a will to try. I said, devil, if I'm yours, why am I still here standing? He smirked, cause the ones like you keep the boots in the canyon. So I stood in the fire till it learned my name. Let the heat lick bone, let it test my frame. Didn't fall to my knees when the flames rose high. Just stared that hell down till it started to die. When the last spark dropped and the ground turned cold, I was still right there, just a little more old. If the pit was meant to kill me and miss that claim, it just carved out the truth that I was built for the flame. Now when I walk through a regular night, street lamp glow feels soft, not bright. I breathe worse smoke, I've seen worse skies, got a quiet red sun burning deep in my eyes. If heaven wants soldiers that never got scarred, it can keep its gate. I'll ride my yard. I stood in the fire, didn't come back the same, but I came back standing with the blaze saying my name. Yeah, I stood in the fire. I peeled a bandage off my side at 4 a.m. Old motel mirror staring back again. Purple scars running like a dried up creek. Every busted bone, every wild ass week. I used to hate these marks like a curse on skin, proof of every time I lost, every time I gave in. Pulled my shirt down quick when the lights came on, acting like the hurt was gone, but it never was gone. Now the room's half dark and the floor's ice cold. I press on the split where the fist took hold. Little sting lights up, runs up my spine, and I feel something kick in this frame of mine. I say, Lord, if I'm dead, why does this cut still burn? Something in the pain laughs, boy, you still gotta turn. This is the wound that taught my flesh to rise. Blood on my hands, but a fight in my eyes. I tore my skin and watched life crawl through. Came out red, came out rough, came out true. Yeah, I thought pain meant I was about to die. Now every throb in my side says I'm still alive. This is the wound that taught my flesh to rise. I carry my scars like a low horse sunrise. Been cut by knives and by people I trust. Shot in the back, left bleeding in the dust. Called it just a game when the ballroom roared. Turned every fresh hurt into one more story I wore. One wild-eyed girl traced the lines on my chest. Said you're stitched like a map to the worst and the best. Said if I don't feel nothing, they can't break me. Preacher in a hallway grabbed my wrist. Saw the bruises bloom under iron fist. He said, son, you keep hiding every crack you got. You'll rot from inside till your heart goes shy. But here I am now with my fingers in the split, watching slow red gather where the knuckles hit. I don't turn away, I just breathe in deep. Hear my own pulse pounding undertone of me. I said, devil, you ain't taking me quiet tonight. He sneers and stand on that room till he learns to fight. 'Cause this is the wound that taught my flesh to rise. Turn every scar to a line in my eyes. I'll split my skin and watch life crawl through. Not clean, not sweet, but I'm raw true. I ain't running from the hurt I know. Let it beat like a drum in my rib cage glow. Yeah, the blood still falls, but it don't mean I'm doomed. It's the red proof singing that I outlived the wound. If heaven wants saints with a flawless high, it can lock the gate when it sees my side. I'll ride with the broken, the burned, scar, turning open flesh into outlaw. This is the wound that taught my flesh to rise. Cold, clear truth cut under these skies. I thought I was finished when the skin split wide, till I watched life move on the pain inside. I tore myself open, and the part that stayed is the one that learned to ride. He used to dug his head when the porch light burned, walked a long way around so his sins stay blurred. Said every bright bow feels like a wanted sign, so he kept his halo broken, his back to the shine. Hands full of ash from bridges he lit, face half hidden under smoke and spit. Anytime daylight try to call his name, he laugh it off, low disappear in the rain. One night he found a weed lamp hanging over the ground, barely glowing, no judge, no sound. He muttered, I ain't clean enough to stand that close. The light just flickered soft like bucket over it goes. He faced the light, and even his shadow bowed. All that dirt on his hands still allowed. It didn't burn him up, didn't call him out, just showed him man he was under all that doubt. You ain't gotta compare to step in the glow. You just gotta stop running from what you know. He faced the light and the dark back down somehow. Yeah, the first thing to kneel was the shade he dragged around. He done backroom deals under neon bus. Told the bartender, kill the lights just because. Cross on a chain tucked under his shirt. Didn't wanna see it shine on the blood and the dirt. There was a wild-eyed girl with a match in her grin. Loved the way he glowed when the bar went dim. She'd say, baby, our kind only looks right at night. He'd raise his glass high and stay hid from the light. Preacher stopped him once on a Sunday street. Sun hit his boots, made the heat real sweet. Said, son, you're scared of the wrong damn fire. He growled back, I ain't fit for your choir. But later that night, with that weak lamb low, ash on his knuckles from the things he'd done. So he held his hands out, watched him shake in the beam, and the ugliest parts didn't make that light scream. He whispered, God, if I stand here, don't turn away. Something in that dull glow seemed to say, stay. He faced the light, and even his shadow bowed. Dropped his teeth, quit barking so loud. All his sins on his skin, all his scars in view. But the lamp didn't flinch, it just showed him true. You don't have to be spotless to stand in the shine. You just gotta quit hiding behind your own lies. Step into that weak, blind halo on the ground, and the first thing to fall was a dog he dragged around. Past windows he used to avoid. Let some morning hit, every part he destroyed. He ain't clean, he ain't soft, but he ain't running no more. Got a slow, quiet flame where the blackout used to roar. He faced the light, and it didn't strike him down, just crowned his broken head with a low, cold glow. Yeah, he faced the light, and even his shadow finally learned about. 2 a.m. I found a church half gone, roof ripped open, all the saints burned wrong. Charred wood smell and the pews knocked down. Cross on the wall hanging sideways brown. Step through glass with my boots in ash. Black dust crawling on my cuffs like rash. I ain't prayed for real since God knows when. Only yelled his name when the bullets came in. In the corner laid a bell cut clean in two, green black metal with a smoke scar hue. I reached one hand out, thought it was the use, but my fingers touched fire in that dead cold brew. I said, Lord, inside this metal singing. Somewhere in the crack I heard, I'm still listening. I struck the ashes, and the silence began to sing. One thin rain cut through everything. Didn't sound like church, didn't sound like blame. Just a tight little note still saying my name. I thought faith lived in the mouth that shout. Turns out it's in the hands that don't tap out. Yeah, I hit that ruin with a blood-wet fist and grin. I struck the ashes, and the song crawled out from sin. I used to wear a cross like a sheriff's star, flash it in the bar and cut folks' hearts. And my grace fast over stolen bread and broke a man's jaw for looking at me sideways instead. Mama lit candles till her fingers burn, whispered my name when the choir turned. I learned all the words, but I faked the tune, turned every holy room to a backroom saloon. One night I told God, you ain't done a thing. Devil in the mirror laugh, that's my Lion King. So I walked from the light, let my halo rust, put my faith in lead and a handful of dust. Now here I stand with these scarred up hands, ash on my knuckles from the life I ran. I ball my fist, feel the red come through and bring it down slow on that burned up pew. I whisper, if I'm filled wise as echo game. Something in that ring said, you know what I mean. I struck the ashes and the silence began to sing. Turned a dead old tower to a living thing. It didn't wash me white, didn't fix my past, but it gave this broken chest one more beat to cast. I thought faith was for the ones who shine. Now I hear hymns in the dirt I hide. Yeah, I hit that bell with a bloodstained knuckle and grin. Every dusty note felt like breath pushing in. So I stand in the ruins with the roof caved in. Let the black smoke rise, let the cold get in. If heaven wants me, it can find me here, going round for round with my shame and my fear. I ain't clean, I ain't pure, but I ain't laying down. Got a choir in the rubble and a crack in the ground. I struck the ashes. Now I know one thing, you don't have to be whole to make the dead air sing.